Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I felt like I should have did this first before the book haul, but you know what, over here we do things differently and we do it however things just flow, so it just is what it is, okay? But I feel like book hauls are just fun in general, and I feel like I made the right decision in posting that video first, just because, I don't know, I feel like book hauls, you kind of get a glimpse of a person and their personality and, just them in general based off the kind of books that they buy. So I feel like you get a little bit of a glimpse of who I am just based off of books that I purchased. But we're going to dive deep a little bit more in getting to know me as a reader and the kind of things that I like as a reader, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so again, as you can see from the title, this is a get to know me video. So let's just jump right in. With the first question we have is, what book got me into reading? Now, when I say this, I know that a lot of people have a lot of different mixed emotions and feelings off of this author. And let's just clarify that I started reading or back reading about 2 years ago, maybe even 3. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. So this was the first author that I came across when being introduced back into reading, and it is none other than It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I don't know if you guys know who she is on TikTok. Her name is Kiera. She was the first book talker that I've ever came across on TikTok, and she was bawling over that book, and I got into like a real big rabbit hole just following along the people who have read this book and were crying and doing all of these things. And I was just like, you know what? I need to read this. I need to see what it's about. I need to see what the tea is. Why is everyone crying? And yeah, I mean, it wasn't a book that made me cry. It definitely was a book though that did break my heart, because a lot of people go through these things and it's heartbreaking, but yeah, that was the first book that I ever read, and after that book I started getting a lot of her books, and I started going through her backlist and seeing what other books she had, and I got a few books and I've read a few books by her. I haven't read her entire backlist, honestly. I think I've grown out of her books. So yeah, I mean, we've moved on to bigger and better, and if she just so happens to come out with a new book sometime down the line, depending on what it is, I may read it. Question number 2 is favorite reads in 2024 so far. So I've had a lot of good reads this year, considering I have been in the longest freaking reading slump of my entire life. But I do have 3 specific books that I hold near and dear to my heart, that I feel like I would never forget the tropes, the books. These are books that I would probably reread, most likely reread, not even probably. But the first book I pulled them out, is Older by Jennifer Hartman. This is an age gap forbidden best friend's dad trope. And I read this on my Kindle, and I had to get the paperback copy because I plan on rereading this book soon. Hopefully, maybe it'll help me get out of a book slump, so we shall see. But this is book number 1, and book number 2 is Flock, which I rated a 5 stars as well. All these books I rated 5 stars. I rated this a 5 stars, and I recently read this book maybe like a month or 2 ago, and I became obsessed. I don't know. I'm obsessed with this world. I love them, and yeah. And then lastly, we have Torn by Carrion Cole. This is another age gap forbidden romance. As you can see here, we have quite a pattern. I love age gap forbidden romances. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. I just love them. But these 3 books are definitely books that I have rated 5 stars. They're one of my favorite reads for the year, and yeah, it just is what it is. All right, question number 3 is, if you could live in any book town world, what would it be? And again, going back to my favorite reads, it would definitely have to be older or torn. I would live in any one of these worlds, hands down. Not necessarily does it have to be me being the main character, but just me even being a side character in this world, in these worlds, I'm down for it. Like, I'm down. I love these books down bad. Right. Auto buy number 4, auto buy authors. One of my auto buy authors for sure is Megan Brandy. I love anything that that woman writes. Like, I have read quite a bit of books from her backlist, and I have loved each and every one of her books that I've have read from. But Megan Brandy's books are top tier. I know a lot of people don't love her books either. A lot of people think that her writing is kind of like childish or immature or whatever. But then we also have to understand, where her characters are coming from and what age bracket these characters are, and you kind of have to match the writing to like how high schoolers or like early college students would speak. So you know, like, you're not gonna have a college student, an early college student, 18 years old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old kids talking like they have their master's degree in English literature. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just is what it is. But Megan Brandy for sure, and also again Karen Cole. I don't hear a lot of people speak about this author, and if you like the kind of books that I like, which are age gaps, forbidden romances, you would love Karen Cole. Again, I don't know if there's like a thing with her. I think I've heard once before, a very long time ago, that people did not like this author for one reason or another. Again, I don't know why. I've never really looked into it, but I just enjoy her writing. I enjoy her stories. There are 3 other books that I have read from her that I want to put on my library as well, that I am absolutely obsessed with. And I think I rated those 5 stars as well, just because I love her writing and I love her stories and I love just what she writes. Because not only is a lot of her stories, or some of her stories that I've read so far, are they just obviously like smut and things like that, but there's a message behind a lot of her stories when you really dive deep into her her writing, and there's always something that you're going to learn from her story, which I love. All right, next question is, why do you love reading? And to be honest, I feel like this is such a cliche answer, but honestly, I feel like this is the proper answer for pretty much everybody. And that is because I love just being able to get out of my reality for a little bit and dive into some wonderful fictional books that is nothing but happy endings and fairy tales and just all things great and glory. Even if they're not for a little bit, at the end of that book, you're gonna have some kind of happy ending 9 times out of 10. And I want to live in that for a little bit and get out of reality and not have to worry about my struggles or whatever it is that I'm dealing with during the time. You know what I'm saying? So that is one of the reasons why I love reading, and I just love like just engulfing in a story that is so make-believe, but like, it just, I don't know, like, just the feel, like, if you know, you know, okay? It just, if you know, you know. Favorite tropes that will have you automatically read. Okay, I have a few. Obviously, I already said age gap and forbidden romances. Those 2, if they have them in them, I'm going to engulf it. I'm going to devour it like a freaking meal. Okay, those are top 2 favorite tropes that I will automatically read. And then I also have second chance romances and small town romances. I love anything second chance romance. I don't know why, it's cute to me. And also small town romances as well. They're just, I don't know, they're just innocent and just light and fluffy, and a lot of times you get like that grumpy sunshine type of feel, but like at the same time they're just cute and fluffy and light and just everything that I always need when everything that I always need when I'm in the mood to read something light and fluffy, you know? Tropes you hate or would make you DNF, and that is a miscommunication trope and a bully trope, which sounds so hypocritical of myself when I say that, because there are some books that I absolutely love, that I've read in the past year, that have miscommunication tropes, but the plot and the story and the romance is so good that, as irritated as I got with the book sometimes because of the miscommunication trope, I was able to look past it a little bit because the story and the characters and everything about it was just top T. So yeah, and then also bully romances. I don't like bully romances where like the guy is just super just an asshole and like you just can't, I can't do it. It's one when you're kind of like the enemies to lovers kind of thing where he just kind of can't stand you but low-key like still likes you but isn't such a, if you get what I mean. And then there's the bully where like they're just trying to take you out and they just don't care and they're like just being like just gross. I don't like it. I do not want to read it. If I read a bully romance that makes me feel yucky and icky, and I will DNF it completely, and I don't even care if the rest of the book is amazing. I don't care. I will DNF it. Last question is favorite way to read. Okay, so I love reading on my Kindle. I love reading on my Kindle. It is so convenient. It is so easy to just work with. I can read it in bed. I can read it laying down. I don't have to like hurt my hands trying to hold a book open. But you guys, recently I have been ignoring my Kindle, and I have, obviously before the slump, I have been wanting to read paperbacks just because that's where, first of all, that's where I started. And yeah, that's where me and books first met. It was just paperbacks. And yeah, recently I have been wanting to just pick up a paperback and get into it, but in all honesty, I'm obsessed with my Kindle. I love her. This is what my Kindle looks like. Very just chill and basic. It's very much me. And yeah, I did put a little I voted sticker on there, on my thing. I don't know why. It was just like perfect on there. I'm gonna take it off eventually, but yeah, this is my Kindle. Love her down bad. But yeah, you guys, those are the 9 questions for getting to know me. If you have any other questions and there's other things that you want to know about me, let them down in the comments, and maybe I'll do a part 2 later on down the line. And yeah, we could keep it going. I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and join the family. And yeah, I'll chat with you guys later. Bye.